Well, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another portfolio update. You guys should be able to see my face now. I know the lighting's not the best. I have a light, but it's charging on the dock right now, so I'll get that in for the next video. But definitely glad to be coming to you guys from the desktop for the first time on the channel. I've been wanting to do this for a while to kind of increase the quality of the content, but it's just more difficult, honestly. So these will probably be later uploads if I do a desktop upload, and otherwise I'll just keep using my phone if I'm kind of in a rush. But I've been wanting to get on here for a while. So in this video, I'm going to take you guys through all the moves that I made on Friday as well as today. Over the weekend, I was kind of trying to figure out how to use this software. So that's why I didn't do a update on Friday. So smash the like. That'll really help the channel, and hopefully, that you guys can see me now. That should help with engagement, hopefully getting some more views and subscribers and whatnot. So if you guys have any constructive criticism of the channel, be sure to drop that down in the comment section below. And let's get into it. So we are on Schwab. Um, these are not accurate up here. It doesn't take into account like the money that you take out. I've taken out substantial amounts of money. So all these, I don't even pay attention to what it's telling me as far as the gain, but these are the positions. So we are down 753 for the day. Here are the positions from largest to smallest. Not much movement besides Tesla. We had Tesla down 3%. We now had Shopify actually up 1%. Meta almost reached 1%, but other than that, everything was just kind of fluctuating around. Cash is sitting at 2,647. I'm going to show you guys the options on this page instead of Thinkorswim, but let's go to the transaction history really quick to go over Friday. All right, so on Friday, first thing I did was sell a $100 call on Enphase. So I don't own any more Enphase. So keep in mind that this is a naked call, which technically does open you up to unlimited risk. I definitely don't want anyone to follow me into a trade like that when they don't know necessarily what they're signing up for. So if you don't have Schwab to begin with, I know a lot of you probably are on Robinhood, so you don't have to worry about it. But some of these more advanced brokerages do allow you to sell naked calls. And right now, that's what I'm doing to sort of try to get out of the $95 cash secured put that is underwater at this point. So I'm selling $100 calls. I collected 316 in credit, and then hopefully these will go in my favor, and I can sort of take that credit and roll down my 95 puts. If it doesn't go my way, then that's kind of good in one sense because that means that the 95 calls are now out of the money. So that's really the more important trade. So it was a risk that I was willing to take. Next thing I did was sold some Tesla covered calls. So I'm going to be really careful with all of my stocks, to be honest with you, when it comes to cover calls moving forward. I think I've definitely gotten better, I would say, in the past 12 months with that. But specifically with Tesla, it's definitely easy to get underwater quick, and I don't want to be rolling these out years in advance. So I sold two different strike prices actually, and I'm going to show you guys why in a minute. I sold one of them at 300 and collected 819 in credit, and I sold the other one at 295 and collected 949 in credit. Both of them are for about a month out, so November 29th. So I use a lot of different charting platforms. I like different ones for different reasons. Doesn't really matter to you guys why, but if you're wondering, like, why don't you kind of use all of the same charting platform, I'll cover why at some point, but I like to use different ones for different things. So with this one, obviously looking at Tesla right here at this 300 level on a monthly chart, which is going to be your strongest chart, we're seeing obviously some areas of resistance here, here, and not there, and here. And so obviously that really helped me select the 300 strike price. But also what I was looking at was if we go from monthly to weekly, we'll also see that there are some pretty significant levels of resistance even prior to 300. So we've already broken this 260 level, but we do have these like 275 level, even this 280 level. So it could face resistance prior to 300. And so that's why I decided to go with using one of them at 300 and the other at 295, because if these end up testing, that resistance and then kind of selling off a little bit, I'm going to make much more on my credit of the, not much more, but a little bit more from the 295 call than I would from the 300. And then just thinking about, losing it to the upside, if it really blows past 300 altogether, I'm still not too far behind at 295 from the other call that I have at 300. So I could always roll that up. And if Tesla goes to 300 in the next month, I'd be honestly pretty happy because that means I'm pretty much up really nicely on the shares because my cost is like 198. So it's not like a super clear path right to 300. So that's why I wanted to leave a few of those resistance areas at the 295 level. So that was Tesla. Okay, then today I rolled my Microsoft 385 call, which expired this Friday, and I rolled that to December 6th, and I moved the strike from 385 to 390, paid about a $35 debit on that one, which I do not mind whatsoever, paying a little debit. One thing to keep in mind here, and is actually why I decided to roll today, when this doesn't technically expire till Friday, is two reasons. I really get sort of paranoid when we have a couple things kind of all lining up at once, which are we have my expiration, which is on Friday, we have Wednesday, which is a massive earnings, and then we also have a dividend coming up for Microsoft. So whenever you're in a dividend paying stock, you run that risk of early assignment and getting your shares called away if the extrinsic value is really declining on you. And so what I like to do is go to NASDAQ.com. All right, so you come over here to NASDAQ.com. See if my face will load. There we go. And then you come over here to the search bar, and I'm going to type in Microsoft. So MSFT. And then we're going to come down right here to dividend history. Right. And so we come down here to dividend history, and we're going to see right here 11/21 is our next ex-dividend date. So what that means is that you would need to own these shares prior to 11/21 in order to qualify for the dividend. And so when we look at the dividend, it's going to be 83 cents, as we can see right here. 83 cents. So looks like I'm frozen now. See if we can get unfrozen. So the dividend right here is 83 cents. And then what we're looking at is we need to look at our extrinsic value. So I was looking at the extrinsic value on these covered calls, and it was like right around there, like 83 cents. And so for me, it just wasn't worth, possibly having those shares called away whenever your extrinsic value is less than the amount of that dividend. You do run that risk. And so that was not something I wanted to have to deal with. And so I just rolled it a little bit early. So that was all of these. Okay, so I'm thinking it's definitely not liking me um, like changing screens, so I might just have to do like a series of screenshots in the future. Hopefully not, but I might have to do that. All right, so looking at the crypto portfolio sitting at 157,000. So this is kind of surprisingly actually lagging Bitcoin at the moment. And that's primarily due to the fact that anytime you're going to be breaking a major level of resistance, which in this case for Bitcoin is 70,000, it's going to suck up all the liquidity in order to break that resistance. And so, with a lot of these altcoins, you would expect them to be far outperforming Bitcoin, which they actually are starting to come alive. If we look in the past hour, you're starting to see, almost 3% moves, 4% moves, 4% moves. So these just started coming alive, kind of like in the past hour. But they were honestly down a good bit. I mean, this, as you can see right here, let's see if it gives us the time. I don't know how to read that, but yeah. So this was kind of down all day, and then just in like the past hour, when Bitcoin was starting to challenge 70,000 again, started to come up a little bit. So as soon as Bitcoin like convincingly breaks 70K, that's when you're going to see the liquidity flooding back into these altcoins. But Bitcoin's going to have to like move forward to like 75, 80,000, and then you're going to see these really start to fly. But Bitcoin for now is going to suck up the majority of this liquidity in order to break that resistance because there's a lot of shorts sitting right there at 70,000. All right, so looking at the little Robinhood, sitting at, let's see, we were up 1.3% today. And then in the after hours, we were up another 2.7. So that's a nice after hour move. Bitcoin definitely started to move in the after hours. So in this account, let's see, we had the Tesla credit spreads, which are now up 85%. Those are so far like, you know, gone in a good way that I'm just gonna honestly let those expire because I won that trade. So if Tesla comes back to 198, which is like my break even, then I deserve to get punished. So I'm just gonna let that expire. It doesn't expire till November 22nd. I might close it out like if it gets to like 95% or something like that. But I want to suck out every last drop of money out of that. Okay, so the Snow 120 calls. This one's kind of been an up and down trade. They are up 30% for $142. Um, so that one's looking okay. What else do we have? We have the Celsius 35 calls, which are still down significantly. And we have the Snow 110 call, which should be up 5%. Okay, sweet. So the majority of this movement is coming from the after hours performance of Ethereum, which is nice. Ethereum's definitely been lagging. So this is up, 6% in the after hours, and now we're only down 5%. So looking good there. And I think I just saw Bitcoin had broken 70. It's crossed it a couple times. Let's see. So it's crossed it a couple times. All right, so we're sitting at 70, right above 70. So it's just really important that we kind of hold this level tonight, and then hopefully we can, continue to just consolidate for a little bit and then make a nice upward move um, into next Tuesday, which is a very big day for Bitcoin. So we will see. Um, so for the crypto portfolio, I did add over the weekend. I added 2,000 to Render. I added 2,000 to Beam. I added 2,000 to Aerodrome Finance. and I added 2,000 to SUI. So definitely caught a couple buy levels there on those ones, and I think this portfolio is definitely set. I don't see myself adding any more coins, although I did add one to my watch list this afternoon because I saw it take a big dip. It's right down here. Oh, I didn't save it for some reason. But it's called Goldfinch anyway. I'm gonna keep looking at that one, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Definitely a big day. Bitcoin crossing 70,000 is super super important. So hopefully we can hold. Portfolio's all looking good. Um, Last thing I forgot to do was look at the positions and just sort of recap these really quick. So let's see. All right, I like how it shows these percentages. So Amazon sitting at almost 24%, Tesla at 16%, Palantir 15%, Microsoft 13, Shopify 11.8, CrowdStrike 9.5, and Meta at 8.5. I really like how my top three specifically. I wouldn't mind if Palantir continued to move up close to Tesla, but I think it's going to face some pretty tough resistance in these high 40s, mid to high 40s. So we'll see. We'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the new format. And as always, take care and God bless.